The American farming industry is in trouble. And I'm here to tell you why. This is the DNaz channel. Today we're tuning into our country and the problem that is stemming in our country, that is our agricultural problem, our farming problem, okay? Our immigrant problem. This has a great effect, more than you think, right? Our pollution problem, our food. This is at our core. Farming is our center, right? This is our food. So what is more important than our food and the people that take get our food for us, the people that do the work, right? That we're not doing. We're not doing the farm labor, right? So a lot of people don't want to talk about this because it's controversial. And I'm not here to get controversial. I'm just here to present you a story, right? As you know, I'm from Connecticut, right? So I'm going to present you a story from the state of Connecticut where everybody thinks is, so great, right? So there is this man named Frank Martinez, okay? He was hired here through a program in Connecticut, right? From Mexico, through a program called H2A. Now, this H2A program is a program that farmers use where they can bring in workers, undocumented workers, illegal workers, right? They can bring them in, right? Or documented, something like that. Like you have a passport, right? They can bring them in, but they haven't filed, right? Whatever. So what these people will do is they'll get here, they'll hire them legally, they'll bring them here, right? So they'll get to come here through the program. So now they're coming here to work, right? So I'm sorry about the scrambling around. I'm trying to get it out there. I'm, winging this shit. So he comes here through this program that is supposed to give you housing, right? He comes to Connecticut on this farm. This company is through Manzana, 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 right? This is the company, okay? The company brings him over, like an agency, brings him over to Casertano's farm, okay? Casertano's farm in Connecticut, right? This is where he works. This is where he's doing his labor, okay? When he gets there, there's about 200 bunk beds. This is like a labor camp, okay? A lot of them were sleeping with just trash bags over the bunk beds. Ridiculous. So horrible living conditions, right? And what they do is you get here and they'll either get their passport or they have one. This is where I don't know enough, but so they'll take their passport so they can't leave, right? So there's these farmers. I'm going to show you two sides of the farmers because I'm going to show you two sides, meaning there's good farmers and there's bad farmers, right? There's good things happening or bad things happening to the farmers and bad things that the farmers are doing to their employees. And all of this needs to change because this is our center. This is where we get our food. This is our health. This is important, right? So he brings this man in. This man has horrible conditions. He can't leave. They work him to death. He was working 60 hours a week. He doesn't get paid overtime. He doesn't get paid holidays. He's working on holidays. Then, right, on top of it, they would lay him off and then charge him a rehire fee. He has nowhere to go. He's never been here before. He doesn't know a soul in this country. He came straight from there to Connecticut to this farm, doesn't know a person around him, right? The reason why he got his stories out is because he went to a Walmart or something one day, and I don't know if he talked to his pastor or a church guy or just someone at Walmart, right? And I guess it ended up being this dude from Yale, so it ended up being this whole story. He did this whole story, right? And thank God it got him out of there. It made a big deal about this, Casertano's in Connecticut. And me being from Connecticut, I am not one to say that I am surprised that people in Connecticut would do something like that. What I am surprised about is how it's such a small state this was able to happen. How in such a small state like Connecticut are you able to have slaves like that? This is slavery. I'm sorry. You're paying them shit money, horrible money, right? You're housing them. You're not feeding them. You're overworking them, right? You are taking their money. You are taking their passport and holding them hostage. That is every form of slavery, right? And this is still happening. So there was a bill that passed that, you know, farmers were voting for Trump, but Trump actually is cracking down on a lot of these things. And ICE is actually cracking down on a lot of these things, right? There's two sides to ICE. There's the side where we are really getting criminals out of here and we are, you know, stopping this corruption. But then there's the whole other side, you know, where they are doing crazy things, right? They are, you know, they're running through the streets taking people. So it's crazy. But, you know, whatever. There's two sides. I'm not here to get political. Again, just reporting this story that we have people, our farmers, right? And I'm mad that this is coming out of Connecticut, right? Because we're supposed to be ahead. We're supposed to be a place, not only are we small, but we are, you know, considered amongst the, you know, I guess the more money, there is money here and there's very poor. You're either really rich or you're really poor, right? That's just how it is here. You know, it's shitty. It's shitty here because, you know, we are the many, they are the few, you know, and so, like I said, their attitude doesn't surprise me. It's just, you know, in a place where it's so easy to get caught doing things, right? How is it able to slip by, right? That's how corrupt it is. Okay. That's how corrupt it is. So now, on top of it, you're right, these people are religious and they're not letting their like priests and stuff come there. There's a whole bunch of things with how they are living. It's horrible. This is not just happening in Connecticut, it's happening all over, right? It's happening all over where the farm owners are taking advantage of labor, and they can fix this problem. All they have to do is actually hire Americans. Americans do want those jobs. We will gladly do that. We want to be with nature. We'll go outside all day, right? A farm, pay us good, give us benefits. That's the reason why no one's farming for you. It's because you don't pay good. Why wouldn't you pay? Why wouldn't that be one of the best payments? To go and harvest our food that our nation is eating, right? And making sure it's healthy. And that's what I'm segueing into right now, the healthiness of our food. Because a lot of farmers are using these chemicals. They are pouring so many chemicals into our earth, right? And they're not really regulated, like a lot of them. So we have PFAS, right? So there's a chemical, and it begins with a C, but there's another chemical called diquat that replaced this chemical because this chemical is found deadly, right? They use diquat all the time while farming, okay? This farmer actually used this chemical because it's not really regulated like that, right? And this farmer, well, bad things happened to him, right? Took 4 days and then bad things. So then, not only that, in Connecticut, it is I forget if it's the Army or something, National Guard, but it is our own government in Connecticut that is actually putting this stuff in our water to kill this invasive species, right? Now, the thing has way more effects than it is it's going to help, right? The thing is going to affect us severely. I mean, like, it is no good for us at all. There's crazy side effects to this, right? So it's just crazy how they are putting this in to our water, right? And farmers are using it, and we know the side effects of this thing, right? Again, diquat, right? And we were just making a big deal about it. It's on the news. You could look it up on YouTube. It's on the news how Connecticut was fighting against it, and they did it anyway. Nobody wanted this in our water, right? It is harmful. But for some reason, these people are using this. Now I told you I was going to show you the good side. There are farmers that do care, that do want your health, right? And these people are, because of other companies that are testing chemicals like fire extinguisher chemicals. This man was next to a company testing that, had this a chemical in it, and it leached into his property. And then because it leached into his property, right, the government shut him down. He can no longer farm because his cattle started getting sick. Okay. So, like, how the heck can we have so much ignorance about what we're doing to our soil, right? How can we have so much ignorance about what we are doing to the earth, you know? And then you're going to shut this farmer down. You're going to shut him down because you straight up infected his land, right? So, this is happening a lot more than just this one occasion, right? And not only that, a lot of people don't know about surface runoff. And if anyone's using these chemicals and their neighbors, so there's farm to farm, right? So now you have farm to farm, and this farmer's using these chemicals and this farmer isn't. That stuff is leaching through the soil. Every time it rains, it runs through the soil. It's all over America. So this has been proven that these type of chemicals are in us already. We've been tested, even children, right? So we really need to wake up on this because our whole farming community is way out of control. Our whole farming community it's just, there's corruption, there's greed, as in anywhere, but then there's pollution, right? And then there's slavery, right? So what the heck is going on? This world is crazy right now. And one thing I preach on this channel is that I do not like the news always spreading bad news, right? That's all they talk about. And I don't want to come on here and only talk about bad things. I am trying to awaken you because I think this is the time of awakening, right? This is the time of awakening. This is the time where we wake up and realize that we want to be good. This is the turning of the tide from the evil to the good. I promise you that. These are the times. We are here. The people that want good are here. We are waking up to who we want to be, and we want to thrive and be healthy, and we want to create a better world for all of us. We don't want war. We don't want famine. We don't want sickness. And we are advanced now, and we should be at that level. And all we have to do is come together. So let's come together here on the DNaz channel. Let's wake up. Keep coming back for more. I want you to like and subscribe because I need that. All right. And I'll see you next time on the DNaz channel.